What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we're going to take the Core Retaliator Recon Mark II hybrid kit and try to install it in a Recon Mark I. Now, this should be a pretty simple Retalicon mod with this kit installed, so I've never done one of these, and I'm told it's pretty simple, so we will see how simple it is. I've already gutted my Crimson Recon, and it should be pretty sweet to install this kit in here without having to cut up the shell and disturb its integrity for value. So we will see how this goes, and we will be adding some other parts to this, so let's get started. Alright, you guys, so I had to do a few modifications to get this functioning properly in this Crimson Recon shell. First off, if you guys are probably familiar that you obviously have to make some sort of stop for your spring rest, so I did that with a piece of PVC here. Now I may end up going with a 3D printed piece in the future, but I don't have a 3D printer, so I can't just print one out. So I went ahead and did this, which works well, but probably not quite as well as that would be my guess. But this is pretty simple and very cheap to do, so you just take a little piece of PVC, the length of the part right here, and then you just need to sand or, bore out that a little bit to give yourself the plunger rod the ability to kind of slide through there nicely. And then wrap it in some E-tape so it's got a nice snug fit in there. And somehow it's gotten a little looser than it was, but nevertheless, that's not a problem, so that's pretty good there. And then I still was having catching issues, and I was thinking that it may have something to do with the trigger, but it didn't have anything to do with the trigger. But nevertheless, I still wanted to lengthen this a little bit, and a lot of people do this mod to a Recon or a Retaliator because it's just so far for you have to pull the trigger before it actually pushes up on the catch. And especially with higher spring loads, that's kind of annoying, and sometimes it's even hard to just get your catch to push up. So I went ahead and added a little piece of plastic to the end of the trigger there to help with that. But unfortunately, this plunger tube, because of its expanded nature, is so long that it was in the Recon shell is actually a little too far back. And that's because this is obviously set up for a reverse plunger tube system. And one little modification they made when changing this from reverse plunger tube to direct plunger tube is they squared off this piece right here. And so I just had to take an X-Acto blade and kind of square that off. It has a little rounded part, and that rounded part was actually just pushing this plunger tube back just a little bit too far and then not allowing the catch to work. So I just squared that off. Very, very minor tweak to the shell, and everything seems to be fine so far. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few other modifications to this, and we're going to have ourselves one sweet looking blaster when we're done. So here we go. think we're ready to rock and roll now. All right, so finally we got a little bit of sun and I can finally show this off in some okay light, I guess, and not horrible lighting, but hopefully we'll be able to get some shots over the chronograph with this thing. This thing turned out awesome. It took me so long to get around to this mod, but I'm glad I did. I've had these parts for probably, you know, some of these things even for 2 years waiting to do this mod, and I finally got my Crimson Red Strike Recon there and a really awesome new kit from Orange Modworks to put inside of it. So really happy with how this turned out. I'm absolutely in love with this thing. It is so tactical, so cool, and just looks awesome. So let's go ahead and put some shots over the chronograph. We'll go ahead and do some full lengths first. I just got some standard elites, then we got some jet nipple tip darts, and then I got some AccuStrike darts, and I've actually waxed this barrel along with added in a 10 kg turf spring for a little more oomph, since we have that added faux barrel and then we have the suppressor, so that'll probably hurt performance a bit too, but you know, it looks cool. So we'll go ahead and see what this thing is doing. All right, we'll go ahead and turn on our red dot EOtech. Man, this thing is just cool. This is definitely the nicest EOtech I have. We have our flip up sights, and this thing's so long I hit the chronograph with it, so hopefully we get some good readings. We will see. 138, 142, 104, 146, 134. Those elite darts are terrible. Nipple tip, 115, 122, 115, 120. Of course, now it doesn't want to prime as smoothly as it has been with that thing in the back. Sometimes it just hits it, and other times it's perfectly smooth, so I don't get that. Hopefully I'll get that 3D printed piece and that'll be cleared up, but for now it's a little rough at times. There we go, 126. So now we got AccuStrikes loaded up here, and with that wax barrel it should fire these. We'll see how hard though. Oh, that was not the best. 141, that was pretty good. Well, that one didn't work out so well. 117, 140, and we're empty there. So, you know, if you wax the barrel, you can fire AccuStrikes or AccuFake darts, which is really cool. Chris Cartea came up with that method. He does it with his brass barrels, and I saw Valor that he did it with his kit and was able to fire, so I gave it a shot, and yeah, it works pretty well. I only did probably 8 coats or so. I kind of lost count, but we could probably do a few more coats and make it a little more consistent. But you know, time is money, and I wanted to get this video out to you. So we'll go ahead and do some half-length darts. Got a few workers loaded up here in this katana mag, and I had to add a little piece back here to the katana adapter because it was just a little loose in there and it wasn't feeding properly. So I didn't have that problem when I did my review for the kit, when I did it in that Recon Mark II. So it might just be the play in this specific magwell. I'm not sure if that's the case with all Recons or just this one, but you know, it did seem to be a little loose, but that seemed to take care of that problem. So now it's nice and tight and feeds really well. So here we go. 132. Oh, that came out a little funny. 90. 117. And every now and then, for whatever reason, I have a misfire, and I thought the waxing of the barrel would correct that, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We'll go ahead and fire that one off. 113. 119. 115. So still a little weird with the FPS and whatnot. I think I'll continue waxing the barrel. I just wanted to get this video out to you guys because it looks awesome and I was just super excited to share. So hopefully you enjoyed this pretty simple mod of my
RECON Crimson Red Strike Blaster. I need a name for this thing because it is too cool not to have a name. Haven't really thought of a good one yet, but maybe I will. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button, please subscribe, and as always, peace out.